Welcome to another
Sunday night.
Yeah, Sunday night. Yes, it's a Juggle is Real series where we talk about motherhood and all kinds of crazy stuff going on.
Yep.
Hot topics that we want, that you ask us to kind of hit on and talk about. So here we are.
We are here. Yes. Thank you guys for joining us. It's Sunday, 8 o'clock. I know football is over and the Olympics are on. Did you see the Olympic opening ceremonies?
Yes, that was pretty crazy.
Unfortunately, bad people. Friday night, we were watching Lego Batman, and halfway through, we're like, I think we're missing the ceremonies. So we watched it last night. Thankfully, they had it on demand.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
It was insane, right?
It was amazing. And what amazes me more than anything is that the amount of Americans participants as compared to some of the other countries, they were like United States of America. And then there's like, it just kept going and going. It was so cool. Like, yeah.
Yeah, we definitely have major opportunities in our country. That's for sure.
Unbelievable. So it was really cool, and just like the technology behind it and the story behind it with the children and the music, it was definitely a very cool and fun experience to watch. I'm so glad I watch it.
I know. Oh yeah, are you sharing this across your board or me? Are we splitting?
I'll do it all. I'll do it all.
All right. Hi. So here we go. So we got inspired for the show after we read this really crazy article about this mom and birthday parties. And so we were like, we should talk about birthday parties because it's always a topic. It's always a hot topic around us as moms, and depending on what age or as you go throughout the ages, and especially I think where we live in South Florida, it can be very competitive and over the top. And
for sure,
I think both had both had a chance to experience that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we were inspired by this crazy article. Hold on, I'm trying to pull it up here. About this mom. Well, it was just so weird. I'd never heard this before, but the mom was charging for kids to attend. Which at first,
every time you say that, I'm like, what?
Well, and at first I was kind of like, hey, okay. Like, I don't know. I thought, like, that's got to be. And then I was like, wait a minute. That's kind of crazy. Like, I don't know. So, yeah. So, I just wanted to. So, anyways, yeah. So, it was on Working Mother, and we read it. And she basically.
Like, is that in lieu of a gift?
I don't know.
Like,
which would be a kind of an interesting concept. And saying in lieu of a gift, pay $15 a head.
I mean, I've heard of people saying in lieu of a gift, give to a charity.
Right.
Or like in lieu of a gift. I don't know. But could you, like, has anyone ever been invited to that type of a party?
I've never been asked to pay.
I can't even imagine.
Yeah. So let us know if you've heard about this story. It's pretty crazy.
Oh, so Bessie wants to know, why was she charging? Was it at a place, or was it?
She charged £6. She was from England. She charged $6 to $8.50 a pound to attend. Which is really not a big deal, I guess. But I guess it just rubbed people the wrong way. Because
it's kind of like you're inviting people to come to celebrate your child's birthday. Like, you're inviting them into your...
But this is great. So back in December, a woman made headlines after deciding to ask family members for a $35 a head to go to her Christmas dinner. That's awesome.
That is, like, insane. I'm sorry.
Maybe that's where we've come to in this society. Everything is, I don't know. It doesn't really say, let's see. It doesn't really say what she was going to do, though. And somebody wrote, if you can't afford the party, then don't throw it, which is too bad, you know. But
Right. But there's other things you could do for your child to celebrate that doesn't cost a lot of money.
Right.
Or close to none.
Right.
And that's what sparked this whole episode today, because it's like you read these things and sometimes you're like, really?
Yeah.
Is it
I
real?
haven't had anything really crazy. This year I did have an invitation come home, and it was like, you will be here at this time. How about charging to go to a funeral? Well, yeah, seriously, Francis. Because that is so sad, and that is so much money.
Oh yeah, of course. Oh my gosh, the cost associated for something like that to defray expenses. So that brings up a good point, Francis. So I see that you said to defray expenses. That I feel might be on the line a little bit. Like I can understand, because they want to give the person that passed on a proper funeral. Like maybe they can't afford the costs associated, because funerals are really expensive these days. So that might be up for discussion, something along the lines of a funeral. But birthday parties, I mean, they're like not mandatory. And Bessie says we have to start teaching our kids that they do not need the outlandish parties at all. We need to show them what is really important. And Bessie, I cannot agree with you more.
Hey, that's how I grew up, Bessie. I had I had a roller skating party, I think, and maybe an arcade party. I'm dating myself. And that was it. And then most of my birthdays were like family. Like I got my special dinner.
Right.
And it was like the four of us, and I had a cake and I had a few presents, and that was it. And that was great to me.
Right. No, it's spending. I think that birthdays are, and I don't know what happened these days, is that birthdays to me where you spend time with your family and your close friends, and you just celebrate the day that you were born. And yeah, of course, there's like little gifts and stuff that come along with it, but you don't have to go all out. And that's what happened. That's what's happening these days, is that it went from going to that. When I was younger, we used to have a party at McDonald's where Ronald McDonald, who now scares the crap out of me, but like he would come out and he would like,
oh yeah, that was a big deal.
Give everyone balloons, and it was just such like everyone got burgers and fries, or maybe the chicken nuggets, you know what I mean? It was something little. We played pin the tail on the donkey, and literally like the little, if they would give goodie bags to go home, it was like something small and just thoughtful, and that's how it was. And then you just went home. I mean, now, and I got kind of caught up in it a little bit with my first.
Oh, we all do, for sure. Yeah. What did you do for your first?
Well, there was one year, I think it was Gabriel was a baby. So he had to be, my oldest had to have been like 3. It was right after Gabriel was, so it was the birthday after my youngest was born. We decided we were going to do a party at the zoo, because the zoo is somewhere we would go every weekend.
Yeah.
Literally every Saturday morning, we'd get them in their strollers. We would go to the zoo. We have a beautiful small zoo by us. We would walk around. We would end up at the carousel. We were like best friends with Herb, the volunteer there. He would give us like so many rides on the carousel, and then we would go home. So that was a part of our traditions that we wanted to share with our friends. Well, yeah, so I did not calculate the costs associated. And I'm like, yes, we have to invite everyone to the party. And like, it just got to the point, I was like, of course we want to do animal encounters and have lunch in the restaurant. And after that, I think I was in sticker shock from birthday parties, and I kind of scaled it down a little bit.
Yeah.
That's when I realized, and my husband made very clear to me, we're not doing that anymore.
Yeah. Hello. Yeah, I think my daughter's first birthday party, I did a park party. And that was great. And it was like, it was a lot of work because I still wanted, but it was great because everybody had babies and there were baby swings, and I blew up a bathtub, like one of those pools, and put the balls in it so the baby could sit, because really everybody some of the kids weren't walking at a year. Mine wasn't. And it was great. It was perfect. And then of course I got sucked into like the gymnastics place, which was great. I mean, it's all inclusive. You just show up and they handle it. But the craziest birthday invitation I just got this year was, I know I have to be careful what I say, but I don't really know the song anyways. I know, but it was like, you will be here at such and such a time, and then we will have cake, and then we will have pizza, and then we will have cake, and then you will leave, and then you will give a $25 gift card in lieu of for a gift instead of a toy. I mean, it was like, you will do this, you will. I was like, holy crap. Like when I read it, I was like so angry. It was like the most offensive invitation I've ever had in my life. And maybe that's just personally me. I don't think I'm hypersensitive, but oh my gosh, it was like, and you will be here on time at 12:30, and from 12:30 to 1:30 we will do pizza, and from 1:30 to 2:30 to the bounce house, and then you will leave.
I think I would have had a panic attack before I even got there.
I was like, this is too intense for me. I feel.
No, that's crazy. I mean, that's someone that I can't judge because I'm the one that makes the spreadsheets of everything. Anything and everything that could be like spreadsheeted is like spreadsheeted. Christmas gifts, birthday parties, so on and so forth.
God,
That's like excessive. So wait, Bessie says
spreadsheeting everybody. You're not telling them.
I know, but that's true. That's true. I'm not like making it public, but internally I'm like, okay.
Oh my gosh. Look at Bessie. That's right. I totally forgot the whole school thing.
Oh, that's like double the work.
Another stressful thing.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're doing a party, it's like throwing two parties. And then what if you're inviting the class anyway to the birthday party? So now you've got to bring 20-something cupcakes to school.
At a lot of the schools, unless you're very good friends with the parents to invite them outside of school, if you bring an invitation, you have to invite everybody. So, and everyone these days is not
everybody.
Yeah, it's everyone. It's not even just like, I don't know, like, what if there's a kid in the class your kid doesn't like, but you have to, I mean, it's only fair, but dude, come on. You have your friends from preschool, your friends from kindergarten, you have your friends in your class, your friends from your baseball team, your friends from your gymnastics or whatever, and it could totally turn into an insane event.
Insane. It's so hard. So I would say, yeah. So let us know if you've gotten sucked into that. Oh, I've been to a birthday party where there was a butler passing hors d'oeuvres.
Are you kidding?
Swear to God. So by the massive bounce house that, like, basically, I mean, it was one of those major ones that literally, you climb up whatever, but then you run through it like you're running and sliding. It just goes on for like a mile. And I'm sitting there, and everybody's dressed in their Lily Pulitzer, and there's the butler passing hors d'oeuvres. And I was like, weird.
You're like, am I in one of those movies that I watch? Like,
I'm like, I'm not in Kansas anymore. Well, yeah. And it was such a fun party, I will admit, though. It was over the top, amazing. Like, I mean, I had a great time, but I was also like, wow. Because the problem is, then you've got to throw your party, and if you can't afford to do something over the top like that, it makes every mom insecure because they want to, and let me tell you something, there's an easy way to do it, and we were going to talk about that. But what were you going to say? A blogger did a survey, you said?
What?
You had something about a blogger doing a survey?
Oh, yeah. So there was a blogger that did a survey. She didn't say it was an indeterminate number of parents, but, she was trying to figure out, like, what's the average price for a party? And the average price that these people were paying, and these were from parents from all over the U.S., was $400 to $500, which is hefty. Could be a mortgage, that could be a car payment, that could be a lot of different things. But of course, your birthdays are your one particular special time of the year, and you want your children to feel special. There were some moms that were able to swing birthday parties at $100 or less. They said they made a lot of things themselves. So I'm wondering if they did take into consideration within that $100 the cost associated, yes, you baked your own cake and so on and so forth. So were all the ingredients, I mean, I get a little like ridiculous when it comes to this, but were all the ingredients included in that? Or
are they a DIY Pinterest mom who does that all the time?
And
so they have those, they've already have the cake pans and the icing pack, you know, they already have all that stuff bought. Because if I was going to go make my own cake and do something fabulous, I would have to go buy everything tomorrow because I don't have that kind of stuff in my house.
Yeah, no, definitely. And what's even crazier is that if I was even remotely DIY and you get me into Michael's, I'll end up spending more money on everything else than I even did for the party. That's just me.
And I think Bessie's got a point. She says if you have the money at your disposal, then do as you wish. But we have to stop expecting every kid's party. Yeah, and I think you have to. I just think you have to just listen, Bessie. So this is what I did last year. So my kids changed schools, and I really wanted to get to know the parents. So I threw a pork party after school, and who could come? I'm blessed that I can pick up my kids after school, but and some kids had to stay in aftercare, but actually their parents came and picked them up special for this. And let me tell you what, it was an enclosed park, a great park, jungle gym with picnic tables outside. I did Pirates booty, bottled water, and cupcakes, and they thought it was the best time ever. They all had, and I did it 2 parties, same party, one for a 5-year-old who was turning 6, and one for my 9-year-old who was turning, 8-year-old who was turning 9.
Right.
And the same group had the same fun, and I did the same thing. I was like, go play. And they were just so happy, I think, to go play after school because school can be so regimented these days that I was like, okay. And then I had a friend of mine call me, and she was like, do you care if I copy you? She's like, I'm going to do the same party. And I was like, no, not at all. I'm like, go do it. It was the easiest thing I've ever done. And who needs all that pomp and circumstance? And the parents could actually talk. The kids were safe and enclosed.
Right.
And it was like, and it wasn't, my kids weren't overstimulated or like a wreck when we left, you know? It was like, you know, it was fun and easy. So.
No, I agree with you. I totally do. I mean, what's funny is, like you say, the parks, right? So there was a party that I went to at a park last year, the year before. And it was in the same situation. Like, it was an all-enclosed play area for the kids. And all that went through my mind is these kids are getting outside. They're getting fresh air. They're away from their electronics and toys. The parents are getting to meet the other parents, talk to the other parents. It's kind of like a play date for the parents as much as it is for the kids. And the kids are playing together like we grew up playing together. You know?
Right.
Yep, Bessie said the over-the-top parties are really for us moms. Let's keep it real. Kids just want cupcakes, chips, and playtime. They do, and the occasional Coca-Cola or root beer. I do have to say, whenever it's a special occasion, because my kids are not allowed soda on the norm. They're like, can we have a Sprite, or can we have, you know, like, and that's what I love. I love that innocence of it. I love, you know, like it makes it special. Oh my gosh, Bessie, we should all have a birthday party together. Bessie, are you here in South Florida or are you out of the state?
Yeah, let us know.
We may have to get together for a party.
And then there are some people who just do want to plan a party. And I've been to some really cool ones. I will say, and I don't know how much it was, but I have this idea maybe just because my kid loves Wreck-It Ralph 2 and it's coming out.
Oh, it is?
Around her birthday, but one of the theaters in town, I went and saw Beauties and Bees, and it was like an 11 o'clock show on a Saturday, and we had the whole theater, and they came in, and the kids ate pizza, and they served food, and we watched the movie, and they left. Now, you know, it's hard if kids have a lot of energy.
Right. Yeah, it is. It has to hit a specific age group, too. Hey, Priscilla. Oh, Priscilla says, hey, Bessie. Aw. Hey, everyone. But no, how nice is that? Especially, I feel like, hey, Dawn, how are you? Hi, Dawn. Oh, we're so glad to see everyone on here. the movies is nice because then like after you could talk about the movie with your friends and it's a fun experience. We did that, was it Planes for Gabriel? And we lucked out because we weren't supposed to have our own theater. And of course you do it during the, what is it called? The matinee. But we had our own theater, which was good for the little kids that wanted to run around and that had the energy. So thank goodness we were in our own theater, but it was a great experience. It was fun to have it. And then I did like little Pinteresty things where I got like the popcorn containers and I try to fill it with as little candy as possible. That's another thing too. Keep into consideration that these kids that go to your parties are going to be filled up with sugar as much as it is from the cake. I try to give, if I'm going to do a goodie bag or something that has little to no sugar, because I would hope that parents would do that for me with my kids going to their parties.
And I have to say, I feel like, let's talk about goodie bag. Because I seriously think like it's such a waste of money. Because when I come home with all that crap in a bag, it ends up on the floor of my car. And then they play with it for like 2 seconds.
Right. No,
so
it's true.
Does anybody have, like, there are some, like, I remember I went to the dollar store and I gave away paint, the little paint sets.
Right.
And a little pad to paint on. And it was like $2.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'm trying to think. I know I did a really good one. Or
the dollar store is perfect. You just brought up the best thing. For
the bubble wand. The bubble wand.
I still love playing with them. Yeah, the big ones?
Yes.
Yes, that's perfect. Or the puzzles. Get their brains going. Like the little 50-piece puzzles or like whatever. Sorry.
You need a goodie bag?
I love goodie bags, but goodie bags that are useful. You brought up such a good point.
No, you like swag bags, not goodie bags.
Well, yeah, I also like swag bags too. When you get older, it goes from goodie to swag.
So
it's so true. What's kind of cool is that, and then when I want to go back to, like you were saying, the planning a party the easy way, with like bowling is a good idea. I feel as the kids get older, and I've noticed with my boys, and they're not that much older, but I'm comparing them to when I was younger, but they want to do more intimate things. So it'll be, there was one year actually that we took my oldest and one of his friends to Islands of Adventure with us. Now we're lucky that we live 2 hours driving distance. So we left at 7 in the morning, got to the park at 9, and it was the 4 of us and one of Nathan's special friends, and we enjoyed the park there that day. And that was his gift. And he was so happy to have that experience. We have all the pictures. So experiences are very important.
I think.
Right? Or doing something, my friend and Pilates teacher, Alyssa, was saying her twins turned 10 and she was going to have this whole big bash for them. Her 2 boys are turning 10. All they wanted to do was go to a movie and hang out with their friends and then go back and play video games. Like,
I know. So do it.
That's great. Yeah, that's great. That's what they want to do. So, and I think Bessie was the one that said it. It's the moms that are like, party, party, party. You know, it has to be above the, like so crazy, but it doesn't. And she just said experiences over parties.
Yeah. Priscilla she was a wedding event planner. Oh my God, $20,000 budget.
I used to be an event planner. I've met parents with, oh my gosh, for full on. Oh, I could imagine. I'm sure. Did they have like,
probably the DJ and the light show and
like a guest singer or something? Like, that's great. Don't get me wrong. I mean, if someone wants to throw me a party for $20,000, I'm not going to be like, yeah, exactly. Like, if you want to, I'm totally there. But what?
I know. Well, and so my kids are 8 days apart, which is hard, and they're 3 years apart, but they've got a lot of the same friends and stuff. And so the last couple of years, and I will say, having a Florida resident rate, we have done Disney.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes we have some secret places that we stay that are really inexpensive, that are amazing, and we've done it so much. I know the tricks and tips and things like that. And if I was going to throw a party, it would probably be almost that much. You know, I think the average around here, if you really are going to do like the gymnastics party or the bowling party or whatever, it really is about $400 to $500 by the time you get done with goodie bags, the food, and the activity.
But you know what it is too, because a lot of these places require that you get the food on site.
Right.
Like one of the only things that they allow is maybe the cake. In some cases, they don't even allow you to bring another cake on site. Another hack for birthday party cakes, which I love to do, is I either do, and I'm sure it's different if you live outside of the state, but either Publix or Costco is outside of the state. Get a simple, plain sheet cake. Okay. And then whatever the theme is for your kid's birthday party, like one year it was SpongeBob and one year it was Cars. We literally went to Toys R Us, or like actually in one case, we went through their toy chest and we found the figurines and we boiled them to make sure they were clean. But
and we're going.
Like, and then, but then
there's
we
big
put
booger
it on top of the cakes, and it looked so cool. See, Priscilla loves Publix cakes too. I love Publix bakery.
I love Publix cake. I love it. Yeah. Now I will tell you one of my other secrets this year, and it's not my favorite cake, is Target. But you know what they did? So we did a little stay-at-home thing. We did the family party, but I did theme it. And so my daughter was obsessed with Harry Potter.
Oh, that's right.
And Target printed an edible frosting on the cake. So it was the picture of Harry Potter's movie on the front of the cake.
See?
So I don't know if Publix does that or not, but
they do. You know what's funny?
Yeah.
Now that you say that, it was my mom's 60th birthday. And we took a picture of her, and it's like a sugar sheet, right? Because you could eat the sheet, which is kind of crazy. But we did a sugar sheet of her when she was a baby in her crib.
Oh, that's so cool.
So they can do that. They can do that. So.
Oh, but I think your printer was broken. The one I go to, of course. That's because Mama waited till the last minute.
Hey, you know what?
That's how we roll. The juggle is real.
Exactly. You do what you can. You get the toys out from the bin, and you
and you boil them, and you rewrap them, and you rewrap them.
Just make sure they're not too heavy so that they don't sink into the cake. Yeah, that was like one of the cars was like a little bit heavier than the other, so I was kind of like, maybe I'll put it on the side. Oh, Bessie said she did that last year, Heather, a stay-at-home party. Family and friends, 2 cousins, and it was still $300 with food and very little decor.
Yeah. Crazy. And food is just expensive. It just is.
It is. Even if you make it at home. And you do save some money by making things at home. But you have to weigh the cost associated with the time.
Right.
And that's something that is hard to, you're like, I'll do everything. But there have been so many times that we've had family parties, whether it's Christmas or like whatever, we'd have events over at our house, and my husband loves to cook, so he's like, I'll just cook everything, but he is a stressed mess.
Yeah.
And he doesn't sit down, and he can't enjoy the guests and talk to them, so it's like,
and I'm people, I get stressed, and I would rather be doing it than So what's the norm for gifts these days? What is the normal gift for little kids? Is it a toy? And what on average do you spend? I'll never forget the birthday where my girlfriend gave me a Razor scooter.
How do you even?
I was like, wow, okay, and we weren't even that close.
Wait, was it for you or was it for the girls?
I hate that thing. It swings around and knocks me in the ankles, but every time I lift it, I'm like, be careful, it's swinging. But yeah, a Razor scooter. So that's what happens. So when you feel the pressure of like when you get these amazing gifts and then you've got to like reciprocate when it comes time for, their birthday, you're like freaking out. It's so hard.
It is. Bessie said $20 to $25 range is a good place for gifts. And I agree. I was always wondering because you know how you got those like checks from your family for like all the holidays, and it was like, I agree. I think $20 to $25. I like to try to cater it towards the child. So if I'm invited to a party, I try to contact the parents and say, hey, what are they into? If it's not like a very close friend of the family, you know, and try to get them a gift in line with their hobbies or, you know, their interests, and keep it within that $20 to $25 range.
Right.
And you know
Go.
what?
Sorry, go.
No. I was just gonna say Bessie does the Disney. She said they're Disney families through and through, and they do the opt out of parties and they do it. And
it's just easier. Well, I found it's really
with you.
easy to do the gift cards this year. I would say maybe like 8, 7 and up. It's been great because they've been able to go learn how to shop and make decisions on their own and kind of manage the money. And so when we got to use these gift cards, they're like, well, I'm over. And I'm like, well, then you need to figure it out, or you need to get money from your piggy bank, or, you know, so it's been a good life lesson. I actually like the gift card.
You know what's really funny?
What?
My kids will have a $25 gift card, and we will go to Toys R Us. By the way, 2 of them, which are going out of business, I can't even believe, by us. But we usually do Toys R Us, Target, or Amazon if people ask. And the toy is $25. My kids don't think they have to pay tax. Like,
I know.
I mean, not that they don't. Of course, I'll foot the, you know, whatever. But it's just so funny. I'm like, guys, do you know that there's sales tax associated?
No, they don't.
And they're like, it says $24.99 for this Nerf gun. I have a $25 gift card. I should be able to switch. And I'm like, oh.
Every time they're like $2.
Yeah, exactly.
And Danielle too. Yes, I do ask the parents. I do ask our really, really close friends. I will say like, oh, what is he into, or what is she into? Because I know that like getting the, you know, the hot, whatever trend they're in, the hottest toy or whatever, they're open it and it's like, oh my, you know, and then, so it's almost like being at a baby shower for my daughters, you know, they're like, I love it, you know, so.
Right. And it's fun. Like that's the whole thing. Is it like, so, oh, Lori's on. Hi, Lori. She's got a little one that will soon, not just yet, have a first birthday. So she'll get to experience the whole birthday party madness.
Oh my God.
So Bessie said that the gift cards are really popular too.
Yes.
And her 4-year-old nephew even asks for Target gift cards, very specific. I love a man that has his mind. His mind made up. So Danielle asks, do people prefer gift cards over gifts? You know what, it's so weird because I feel like gift cards aren't as personal, but in the same respect, maybe they're like, my nephew was saving up to get the Nintendo Switch that your daughter's got for Christmas. My nephew was saving up for it. So I'm cracking up at Lori's message. I
did too. I just saw it.
But so we all chipped in and got Amazon gift cards so that he could accumulate to get it. I'm letting you read Lori's because I'm dying right now.
I'm dying. So Lori just wrote, I'm going to have Avery's first birthday party at the Four Seasons with 100 people and champagne and caviar. I'll be there. I'll be there.
I'll be flying up for that one, Lori. Oh my God, she's great. By the way, she's kidding. That's her personality. I absolutely love her. Unless you really are going to have it, I will be there. Though.
I will come. I'll come too.
Heather and I will go live. What did Lori say?
With Lori caviar.
Yeah, exactly.
Our caviar.
Wait, what is it? Oh, so Lori said gift cards, and she tagged Danielle. They happen to be friends. And then she said because that way she could buy herself gifts. And Danielle, who is friends with Lori, said she can't wait because Gavin only eats champagne and caviar.
A baby diet. Oh, goodness.
I love you guys, but this is Lori. This is what you get to look forward to. But it is true. It's like, how far is too far?
Yeah.
When do you rein it in? Gifts. I mean, like you said, your friend got you a Razor scooter. Like, it kind of puts you in an awkward position.
It did. I was like, okay, so how much do I need to spend? And I love the gift card, but I do love sometimes if you're one of those savvy shoppers, you can get, you know, maybe you're that savvy shopper who you saw at Target. Sometimes they do these amazing deals for something, and it was $14.99, and you're like, that's all, Hey, listen, and two, sometimes with as many kids as you have, it's like a birthday party, birthday party, birthday party. You turn around and you're like, sometimes you have to do the $12.99 gift, and that's it.
Yeah, there needs to be a budget line. I'm not even kidding, and I'm not trying to be like snarky or anything, but there needs to be, once you have kids, you need to have a budget line for birthday parties, for birthday gifts. And you have to know when to say no, too.
Yeah.
And that's a big thing, too, because a lot of people, like myself, especially in the beginning, I was like, oh, we're going to go. Because you want to meet the moms. You want to meet the families. You don't want to be that one that doesn't go to the parties. And then you're broke.
Well, and I tried to never get ahead of, he was 2. And I was like, oh, my God, the birthday party scene. I did 3 birthday parties in one day. And after that, I was like, I will never do that to the 2 of us again. Because we were just so mentally drained. And it was like by the time I got her out and got the stroller and got there, I'd have to get her back in and go. And I barely got any time to even relax. And I was like, I'm just, first come, first serve. The first invite I get, IRCP, done, yeah.
And don't burn yourself out. And another good tip, because I know we're going over, but this is such a hot topic. Another good tip, boys, girls, find that one gift for each gender, if it's not going to be a gift card, that you think is cool. So like the Learning Express is a store down here, and I think are they all over the U.S.? I'm not sure.
I don't know. There's one in Fort Lauderdale. There was one in Fort Lauderdale. If it's still there. There's one in Coconut Creek, and there's one in West Boca, I think.
They are great for where they have, remember when the those rubber band bracelets, what were those called?
Oh yeah, you can get the monogram
boys
and stuff.
Exactly. Try to find, if you can, that go-to gift that you could do, and then you just know you go there and that's what's it. So Danielle has a daughter, Sienna, and Sienna is disagreeing with this conversation entirely. Danielle thought that she was playing a game, but apparently she's multitasking and listening to our conversation. So we would like to hear Sienna's take on birthday parties and gifts and so on. And I love how Bessie likes to give educational toys and books. What?
I said, Bessie likes to give educational toys and books.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. Oh, I'm sure she wants the full parade. Who doesn't?
Mm-hmm. I don't blame her. I mean, I love these two. We need you guys on the show all the time. You guys
I know. Well, while we're waiting for Sienna's feedback, what have we got going on this week, friends? Let's see.
We have a lot, my dear. So Tuesday is
Valentine's Day. When did that start?
I feel like it was a few years ago, which I'm not like about it, but I think it was a few years ago, and I think it's a fun idea.
Well, this will be my first Valentine's Day then.
Oh, good. I'm excited. That'll be fun. So we are going live from Local Greens, which is a very health-conscious restaurant here locally in Delray Beach. And we are going to be talking about some of their new menu items as well as their new smoothies. But we're also going to be interviewing a wonderful, super sweet, awesome blogger, local blogger, Flavia Sweet. And she's going to be talking about organization.
Yep, Flavia Andrews, Neat House, Sweet Home. I'm so excited. You've known her. I just met her. And what is Lori saying? I'm getting distracted.
She goes, is it weird that my husband is going to Vegas without me for Valentine's Day? Lori, is it for work or is it for Valentine's Day?
Yeah, really.
Priscilla said it's not weird at all.
Oh, gosh. Yes, and we'll be doing that on Tuesday, so tune in.
Yes, we're going to be giving away gift cards. We're going to be giving gift cards.
To give away gift cards. We're live at 12. So it's not Friday, it's Tuesday, Valentine's Day, which is the day before Valentine's Day. And then Wednesday, the Addison restaurant, where we were just live at Flavors, 2 weeks ago?
Mm-hmm.
2 weeks already? We work with them a lot, and they're so gracious, and they invited Dana and I and our significant others to enjoy Valentine's Day dinner there. So I'm so excited. I get a date night.
I'm really excited. For all of those times that my sweet, loving husband said, "Oh, you're really going to work? You're driving in a Maserati to go to Louis Bassi behind Heather in her Lamborghini for work." Those work visit a lot us in these beautiful perks that we are very appreciative of. And if you are local and you're looking for a place for Valentine's Day, it's very romantic, and they still have tickets available. So we'll post a link to the tickets below. But it's going to be a beautiful event.
There's a band. There's an open bar this year. They're doing some different stuff that looks amazing. So I'm excited.
I'm so excited.
But then I forgot Thursday night.
There's so much going on. It's like, what?
Yeah. So Thursday night we're hosting our Fashion, Fun, and Friend Fun. What did I call it? Fashion, Fun, and Friend Night Out with Amanda Perna from the House of Perna. She was the MC for the Delray Fashion Week, the show we did, and she was on our show that night that we went live. And so she is an amazing designer, and we are crafting, and we're making those fabulous tassel necklaces that you're seeing everywhere. And you get to make your own. So we're having Jody's Cupcakes and more. We're going to have bean and wine. We're going to have crafting. It's going to be great. And it's actually kind of sold out.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm so excited. Don't worry though. We're going to have more events in the future. Yeah. But we wanted to see how this first one was.
It's really exclusive and intimate, and we could only get, we only wanted to have like 20 people, and we sold out kind of fast. So that's Thursday. So let us know if you're interested in us doing another one. We can't wait for this one. And then what else do we have? Sunday?
Could there be any more? Oh, just as an aside, on Thursday, Jody's Cupcakes is graciously donating 4 dozen mini cupcakes.
I know. Jody's taking more.
Delicious and more. They're going to be donating the cupcakes for the event, as well as Butternut Wines is going to be donating some delicious rosé. So stay tuned for pictures of this event. If you want to join the future events, please by all means make it known. Also, another thing too, really fast before we talk about our next Sunday show, we know that our weekday shows keep changing day by day. We have a lot of events going on. This is event season in South Florida, so there are changes that are going to be made. But if you find a specific day that you think is best for you for our show, we want to hear about it.
Sure.
We would love to know. So eventually, we might do it every day. Heather might have to move next door. I'm going to have to move next door to Heather. But no, we want to hear your feedback on it. So next Sunday, we do have another show coming up. As our Sunday shows are The Juggle is Real. We are going to be talking about kids' behavior and ways to, it sounds weird, not alter their, like to help with their behavior. Could food be an issue? We talked about sleep habits.
Yeah.
And the changing of the behavior with technology and so on. So we're going to be talking about that next Sunday night.
All right.
We are over by 13 minutes. We just can't stop.
I know. We got to go. Thanks for tuning in, though.
We will see you on Tuesday. Thank you so much, everyone.
All right. Tune in next Tuesday, this Tuesday at 12. Bye.
Bye.